Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacqueline. If you're new here, welcome. I normally do videos on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. Today is going to be a little bit more of a serious topic. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I will be sharing my story with you all today. So having said that, please consider hitting the subscribe button, the like button, and be sure to leave a comment down just to give some support. I really appreciate you all, and let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, folks. So as you guys know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I just wanted to kind of touch on my own story and kind of give you all some, I guess, maybe warning signs. Now, there are all different forms of abuse. For today, I'm going to focus mainly on the emotional and psychological portion of abuse because for me, yes, I experienced both physical, emotional, psychological abuse. I mean, anything that you can really think of. I did also experience, and I don't know if I'm going to get demonetized for this, but abuse as well. I'm going to just try to do my makeup through this. I may or may not be successful, but we're going to try to get ready as best we can through this. Hopefully my audio is okay. I might have to go in and turn it down because I'm seeing that it's like spiking when I'm talking. So I have this mic. It's not new for me, but it's new in my videos. And sorry, that was just me putting it back in my bag. So I'm just going in with some primer. I wanted to do a get ready with me while I'm talking about this subject because, you know, I feel a lot of times when you go through abuse, your outward appearance starts to match the depression and anxiety and, I'm sorry. Let me move this. The depression and anxiety that comes along with it, your outward appearance starts to represent what's happening on the inside. And so I wanted to do a get ready with me just to kind of show that, there is light at the end of the tunnel and that, you are beautiful, you're amazing, and you have every right to feel beautiful, however that appears to you on the outside without someone making you feel like you can't do that. Now, I do want to say that this doesn't have anything to do with my current relationship. This is a past relationship. I do also want to say that there are a lot of people that are on my YouTube channel that know me. They know who I've been with. They know my past. This in no way is an attack against that individual because once I start talking, I'm sure people are going to be able to figure out who it is. I want to respect not only him, but his family. And so I won't be saying exactly who it is. And for those of you that know me, you are going to know exactly who I'm talking about. Please, I just ask you to understand that this is my story and it's no attack against him, but it is my story. And I feel like a lot of times us women are silenced because we don't want to offend. We want to protect the person that we are experiencing these things from. That person isn't on here to defend themselves, but this is my perspective, and perspective is my reality, whether that's a reality other people believe to be true or not. Hearing these things, that I may share may be difficult for people that know him and were close to him. So we're going to share some red flags that would be indicative of someone who can become a toxic person. So I do want to say that a lot of times with psychological abuse, the person that is doing it, like I said, is normally a well-known, well-liked, very charismatic, oftentimes comes across as someone that would never do something like that, be physically or emotionally abusive to their partner. So that's sign number one. And it can be anybody. It can be, you know, celebrities, players like sports players, people that the public would look at and say they would never do something like that, or that would be weird for them to do it. You know, you never know what goes on behind closed doors, and you don't really know somebody just because you've had a pleasant interaction with them. And it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody is going to be an abuser just because they're well liked, or just because they're popular, or just because, you know, they're known by many people. My particular person that did these things, that did stuff, my abuser happened to be so well liked that he could probably have walked into any house in the town that we lived in, knew people, and were welcomed with open arms. That was something that really drew me in, because I'm I'm the type of person that I want to be social with other people. I want to be included and involved. And, you know, I think we all have that about ourselves. But me, I have such a hard time trusting people that it holds me back from showing who I really am, like showing like the great parts of me. So people question a lot my personality. I'm not even doing my makeup like I said I was going to. So that was one thing that really, you know, drew me in to this person's, you know, aura. Was that they were just like super charismatic, and I was like, oh my god, that person is everything that I'm scared to be, you know, everything that I'm afraid of being, he is. And it was like, wow, I wanted to be that. I wanted to be around it. We started off as really great friends. We weren't friends very long before we got together, but we still were friends. We would hang out. I mean, he really put me on this like pedestal. He really put me on a high pedestal. I mean, he would skip his responsibilities, his daily responsibilities, to come and visit me at work, and he would just sit there while I was working and watch me. And if I passed by him, then he would chat with me. And, you know, it was like, wow, somebody's actually paying attention to me. And it was something that I was longing for. And I want you guys to understand that people who are abusive, they will hone in on your weaknesses. They are, especially for me, like I'm such a sharing person, like I share everything about me. I'm an open book. I don't really hide a lot. They will find those things that hurt you the most, and they will use it as ammunition to build themselves into your life. And then at some point they will tear you down. And, you know, during this phase of our relationship, you know, he was all about me. And I was like, wow, somebody, like, I can't believe this person actually likes me just for me. Like nobody does. Nobody even will get past being introduced to me. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to do this yet. I apologize. This is going to happen throughout this whole thing because I am a big ball of emotions mostly. And these are things that I wanted to share, but that, you know, most people in this position would lock away because, you know, you just need to be able to live your daily life. He knew that I was longing to have somebody just care for me and understand me. And he would do things, you know, to show me that. And as our relationship progressed, because it progressed really quickly, you know, I fell head over heels for him. There was, you know, nothing anybody could tell me about him. I mean, I would fight for him. I would get in trouble for him. I would have done anything, anything for him. An abuser will, at the beginning, put their person that they're with on a big pedestal. Like they'll love bomb them. Oh, you're the best person in the world. I'll do anything for you. And then at no wrongdoing of yours, it could be anything. Mine happened to be when I got pregnant. I got pregnant and this person turned into somebody that I didn't know. And I started learning that they were very different than what I had been experiencing. One of my first vivid memories of feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't even know who this is. Like, why would they do something like that? Is I had popped up where he was at as a surprise. He didn't know that I was going to be there. And I saw him walking with his arms around another girl. And then I saw him give her a kiss. And as I approached closer, he realized it was me. And he like took his arm off of her and then like as if nothing happened, smiled and was like, hey, like as if nothing had happened. And I just kept going. And I left. And I later on, when I talked to him, it was a no, that never happened. What are you talking about? You misread that whole situation. That's not what I did. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Why would you think I did that? When an individual manipulates a situation and tries to convince you that what you are seeing and what you are experiencing is not real, that you fabricated it, that you're crazy. It'll make you start to question your own self. And because that they have already put you on this pedestal, they've given you the things that you've longed for, believing them is easy. It may not be easy initially because I felt those feelings of like being enraged and how could you do that? You know, how could you do that to me? How could you do that to us? But then their charisma comes in, right? Their use of knowing what you want and what you're longing for pops in. And then it's, you know, I would never do that to you. I love you. Why would you think that I would do something like that? And if you come back at all, right? With no, I know you did that. I know, you become crazy, psycho. And then if you react to it in any type of way, in a negative way, you just proved that you are psycho and crazy. And they wrap you in this like toxic circle. It's a gaslighting thing where you just feel like your reality is not like you aren't seeing the world correctly. Like you're not seeing things like what your eyeballs and brain process are incorrect. Most everybody who knows me, has had an interaction with me, right? They know I'm such a strong personality. And it's hard, right? Even like talking about this right now, like it's hard to imagine that somebody would be able to convince me that what I saw was incorrect, that I was crazy, right? But I was young and I was in love and I wanted that feeling of, you know, somebody putting me up there on a pedestal, like that feeling of like I'm the most important thing, because it was the first time I had really, really felt like an intimate person with me put me that high above everything, right? And that's part of the psychological stuff that they do too, is that they put you high and drop you low, and then you fight to get that feeling back. That's how they keep you. That's how they snatch you. That's how they keep you ensnared in their stuff, is that they know that you are longing for that. I remember just thinking to myself, like, people make mistakes, like, just give mother a chance. Maybe I did overreact. Maybe I overreacted to the situation. Maybe it was, just me. So, throughout my pregnancy, there were things like that happened. Having me convinced that I was overreacting to situations he put himself in, far as, being out with exes and taking other people to major events that he should have taken me to, hanging out with people that he should have not been hanging out with, being focused on himself instead of being focused on the fact that we were expecting. And it got progressively worse. We had a brand new baby. He brought up, well, we could move in with my family. If someone you're with has mistreated you like this and made you feel less than, the last thing that you should do is ever move away from anybody that you know. That was the catalyst to the rest, the worst portion of our relationship. The things that I went through, I would never wish on anybody. Let me finish my eyebrow. And now you've taken yourself away from everything that you know, but you don't have anybody around you that has your best interest at heart, that knows you, that loves you, that cares for you. Now you're isolated. And isolation with a narcissistic person or an emotionally abusive person doesn't necessarily have to mean you move away, right? That was just me telling you that why would you need to see your family? You just saw them. We don't need to see them right now. We can wait to see them later. Why do you need to go anywhere with your friends? They don't support you like I do. I'm here with you every day. Why do you need your friends around? Or they'll get angry if you spend time with your family. They'll get angry if you spend time with your friends. They'll get angry if when you're out and about, you don't check in. But they know that you're with family. They know you're with friends, right? If you haven't gotten back to them in a time that they've expected you to, then it's an argument. Then it's, you're a bad person. You stop talking to your family. You stop talking to your friends. People come in and out of your life. For me, for example, I had my son. I was with people that didn't know me, only knew my partner, and anytime that I wanted to be with him, anytime that I wanted to be around them, it was a problem. Here I was at home all the time because I didn't know anybody. And I was taking care of a baby. I was up. Instead of being with me and his child, would rather be out and about with his friends, with his family, without me. He would be out till 6 a.m. I'm asking too much for him to help with our child. I remember, and I'm not going to be specific, but there was a certain person that would always tend to send him to do things. He would always be asked to go do things, and he would be quick to do it. I mean, it was never like, and if I asked, like, well, can they do it, or can I, I really just need a break for a second, or can you help me with Isaac, anything like that. It was a, it was a, you've been home all day. You've been home all day up with, you don't have to work. You don't have to do any of that. I have stuff I have to do. It would always be that, right? So now I'm isolated. I'm exhausted. And I'm now being like mentally manipulated into think that asking for help or asking for anything is wrong. I mean, I remember my baby. I was always doing stuff when he was crying or upset. And, I wouldn't get help during that time. But when he was calm and quiet, I just wanted to bond with him. I just wanted to be with him. I would get told that I'm a psychotic bee because I don't want to share him, and I'm plotting, and I'm selfish and all kinds of things because I wanted to just bond with my brand new baby while he wasn't crying. Just I wanted to sleep with him when he was calm. I wanted to, just be with him. And my significant other allowed his family to come in the middle of the night and, take him from me. And if I said anything about it, I was the bad guy. It was this constant, like, me questioning whether I was right or wrong about how I felt about things. I could never express myself. If I was expressing myself, I was the B word. They would call me names to my child, say, "Oh, your mom's acting like such a B," or, my partner he would tell me, like, they just want to spend time. Why don't you just do what they're asking? You're overreacting to what they're doing. And um, on top of dealing with his family calling me crazy and psycho because I wanted to be with my kid, because I wanted to spend time with him, because I didn't want him to be out partying because I needed help. On top of all of that, right? I was always in the house. I never had money. I never had anything, any means to do anything. I never had a means to do anything. That's the other part of it. The other part of it is financial. They get you in this position where you don't make any money. You don't make any money. You don't have any financial freedom. You don't have anything that's yours, and then they'll use that against you. There were constant fights and arguments where my stuff got thrown out. I was told to leave. I was told I didn't pay for anything anyways, so I can get out. I couldn't use the car. There was a period of time where we had more than one car. And because I didn't have a job, I couldn't use it. I couldn't take it to go have a break somewhere. So they lock you in this position where you don't have anything for yourself. I didn't see the value in me. I didn't see that I was worth so much. And I'm scared. I'm scared for my daughters. I'm scared even for my son. These are things that I still deal with to this day. Things will happen and I am triggered. To this day, the destruction that it causes a human being. But the cycle is they put you up, they tear you down, and then a blow up happens, tension rises, a blow up happens, right? And then they love bomb you again to try to get you back. There were multiple times that I left and thinking that, he'll change or that things will be different or, that he's very sorry and he wouldn't do it again. And, that we have to work together and we have to be better. And, all of those things, all of the great things that somebody would say that sounds so genuine, that they're genuinely apologetic, right? For doing something so hurtful. So you're like, there's the person that I love. That's them. That's the person that was there at first, right? That's the first person I was introduced to, the one that put me up on a pedestal, the one that swore that he loved me so much, the one that took the time out. That's that person right there. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. And you have children with this person, so that even puts another weight on it, right? Another layer to it, that you just want to make your family work. You want your family, right? A narcissist will do and say anything. They will use your family against you. They will use all of your weaknesses, all of your insecurities to get you alone, to get you to question yourself, to get you to think that you're an idiot. Also that they can do what they want to do. Also that they can be who they want to be, all while sucking the life, the essence, the love, the care, the genuine feelings that you have right out of you. They are the prime definition of an emotional vampire, and they feel no remorse for it. They feel zero remorse. I'll never forget. We were in a fight, and we were sitting parked in the car, and my door was open. And he he started driving with my door open, and I was hanging on one side of the car like this. The door, I was hanging on to the door, and I had one leg inside the car and one leg outside the car. So I was like right in the middle, right? He starts backing up, and then he starts driving forward, right? And I'm hanging on, I'm like screaming, stop the car, stop the car. And he looks at me and he pushes me out of the car. Pushes me out of the car. I left that night, and that night he went out and he cheated on me and brought his ex to our home. So you had just pushed somebody that you say you loved out of a moving vehicle. Not moving slow, moving fast. Oh, you're okay. Oh, you just have a couple little scratches. You'll be all right. You're okay. I'm sorry. I mean, we were arguing. We were arguing. You wouldn't get out of the car. You wouldn't get out of the car. We were arguing. That's the no remorse. The no remorse that you could have ran over and killed the mother of all three of your children. And he told me that I was fine. It is a constant mind game. A constant mind. To make you seem like you're psycho. Well, why didn't you get out of the car? Why didn't you get out of the car? I think the last straw for me. So I'd finally gotten the courage to leave. I was serious. I was serious this time. I was leaving. I was gone. I moved. I moved out. I moved out with my children and we shared them. We shared the kids. And we had gotten into an argument over, I think it was me being out and about and meeting people and doing me. I was gone. I was single. I said that. And he had found out. And I'd come to his house to pick up the kids or to pick up stuff of theirs or something like that. And I walked in, and he grabbed me by my throat and held a gun to my face. He held a gun to my face. I remember he made me feel like nobody loved me like him. He actually said it. He had said it more than one time that nobody's going to want you. You have 3 kids. Nobody's going to love you the way I love you. He was right. And nobody would ever love me like that because that wasn't real love. And I know that, a lot of us girls are broken from a lot of different things, right? Mine happened to be my self-worth. I didn't know that I was worth anything to anybody. I was always chunky. I was always overweight. And I heard about it from my family. I would hear about it at school. I got bullied really bad. Really, really bad in school. And so the value I put on myself was nothing. And girls that don't have a solid foundation under them to help them feel secure and loved. Insecure men will be able to work their way and break those girls. And it's easy to do. It's easy. I want young women, girls, it doesn't matter what age. I want you to know that I see you and that you are loved and you're worth everything. And nobody, no matter what you've done, no matter what you've said, nobody deserves to be treated like that by their partner. Ever. These things happen every day, all day. Incidents happen every day, all day. Women lose their lives. Women lose their children because they don't recognize the signs, because they're longing for love so badly. A lot of times people don't want to step out of relationships because they're scared. They're scared they're not going to find somebody. But I promise you, you will tear yourself apart holding on to somebody that hurts you. And that emotional damage and scarring is far worse than to mourn the loss of a relationship for a short amount of time. I do thank my husband a lot because he is so patient with me. And I am lucky that I came outside of that relationship and learned that I deserve better and I deserve more. And nobody has the right to take what I'm not willing to give. This has been an intimate relationship for me. But if anybody, friend, family, intimate partner, it doesn't matter, if anybody makes you feel like your feelings aren't real, that you don't have a right to feel your feelings, they don't need to be a part of your life. They don't deserve it. You are loved, appreciated, and worthy. That you are worthy. If nobody has ever told you that you are worthy, you are.